Okay, we're doing hive inspection on hive number 1 because there were so many bees. Tampy, are you just about done with that? Where are you at with it?
Yeah, we're just about done here. We're going to close this up and we're going to let the girls have their...
Yeah, they're getting a little annoyed with us, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, because we had to go right down to the bottom.
But not bad, right?
No, not bad.
Pretty
Not
well
bad.
behaved.
Yep.
We want to get it back together. These are the components over here. This is another brood box. It's smaller. It's what's called a medium because it's not quite so deep. This is a deep box that we put on. It's full of empty frames for them to hopefully fill up with honey. This right here is the feeder that we fill with syrup. We don't know how much longer we're going to do that. I can take this off because you can see I just don't want the bees to get trapped in there. We're going to put it back together. We're going to let them settle down. And then I don't know if we're going to go into hive number 2. But we'll see. Okay? So that's about it. Unless you want to see how we put it back together? Nah. Yeah? I don't know. I was pretty proud. I started that smoker today, and it's still going. So I was pretty happy with that.
Grammy did a fabulous, fabulous job.
You don't always need a smoker, especially these bees are very, very gentle, docile bees. They don't like to be ripped apart. You want the queen excluder, sweetie? So they'll become, the guard bees will come out, and what they'll do is they'll bump our helmets. They'll go like bump, 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 as if to say, if you don't cut it out, we're going to sting you. And we like to have the smoker going for precautionary safety issues. You got to square up that corner, babe. Just to protect us. Because you never want to take any chances. Honeybees are honeybees. Stings are to be expected. But too many would not be fun. Careful, you got one, you don't want to squish it. Really, the only time they sting is when you squish them. It's their last line of saying, we're not happy, we're going down with a fight. So then the last thing Tampy has to put on is the feeder, unless you want me to do it, Tampy.
No, I get it.
So I'll step back so you can see that. Oh, do you see the lights Tampy installed? Pretty cool, huh? Little strips of LED lights. Wired. I told him I got to get him a DeLorean because he could build a time machine. Here you go. Fence controller, fan, and the lights. And there we go. It's all back together. The bees, the hardest part that I find having the bees in the shed are when we do an inspection, sometimes they just kind of stay in the shed. And we'll go around and Tampy will knock that off. But the other thing that worries me are the bears. I don't want to look over my shoulder and see a bear just kind of waiting. I'm sure they wouldn't wait. They would just go right in. But you know, the bears actually like the larva much better than the honey. More protein, I guess. So they'll rip the hives apart to eat all the baby bees. Over there we have this beautiful feeder that was a present to Tampy from grandson number 1. Thank you, Danny. And what we did is we filled it with pollen for the bees to go in and get pollen should they run low. So they're kind of active. I'm not sure if you can see it. Tampy wants me to get out of the way. So here's the bees. They'll settle down. We also have to go quickly because we worry about what's called robbing. Other bees will smell and want the sugar water. Tampy, is this the sugar water? Did you put that on the right way? Is that the sugar water? Or is that water? And that's the sugar water.
Somebody up the sleeve.
Really? Are you sure? We'll go outside. Don't come in here and open up. Okay, we're going to figure this out. We're going to say goodbye. And maybe we'll do another video.
There you go. Out you went.
We love you all. We miss you all very, very much. Every day gets a little bit harder, but we're going to get through it. Can't wait to squeeze everybody really tight and have parties and cupcakes and laughter. Okay? All right, love you. Bye.